Hi, my name is Benjamin Morris, and today I'll be talking about how to make local speech and debate competitions matter. Making local competitions matter is important to me because I think it opens the playing field up for a lot of different teams so that local competitions aren't just about qualifying to state or nationals where the actual excitement is, but even for teams that don't have the budget to travel, that there is something exciting that they can win at their local level. Specifically, I think that each league should offer an annual league or regional team championship. Now, this doesn't have to be anything expensive or ostentatious. In fact, many leagues do something small, like a traveling trophy. In our league, we used a broom. In other leagues, you'll see a belt that travels around. I feel like these things are each probably under $50 and get reused for the entire year. Makes the competition just feel a little bit more exciting. But how do we determine who wins these cool little awards? The answer is this thing called sweepstakes. If you're not familiar with sweepstakes, sweepstakes awards are a team award based on the aggregate performance of a school's entries in a tournament. And I love sweepstakes awards, but the problem is that they're often done horribly. What do I mean by this? Chris Palmer, author of Tab Room, said it best. A sweepstakes award is mostly a way to give a big trophy to a squad that already has a bunch of trophies. And that's what I don't want you to do. There are so many broken sweepstakes models that are being used currently. The bad sweepstakes models will give you points for winning trophies and zeros if you don't advance to elimination rounds. For example, if we look at the 2016 California State Tournament sweepstakes on your right here, there are so many zeros, and that is depressing. We don't want to go to a tournament and have our entire team score 0 points for all the effort that they put in. No one likes that, but this is the most common sweepstakes model. You get first place, you get 10 points. You get second place, you get 8 points. Don't do this at your league tournaments. This is not a good approach to fostering speech and debate at the local level. On the other end, you can go to the opposite end of the pendulum and have a bad sweepstakes model that is basically simulating who brought the most entries. If we look at the overall sweepstakes from this Missouri Association of Forensics Activities, we see that there is a very strong correlation between the number of entries that are brought and the number of sweepstakes points that are earned. This is also bad because it just incentivizes a lot of bringing entries without regard to what quality those entries have. We don't like that. What is a good model then? The answer comes from maybe a surprising place. Wisconsin Speech has what I think is the best model for sweepstakes. In the Wisconsin model, only preliminary rounds count, so only guaranteed rounds will count. So every entry is going to score points and then has the same number of points available to them. So if I am able to score 5 points per prelim round and there's 3 prelim rounds, I'm able to score a maximum of 15 points with my entry. This is roughly, most of these sweepstakes models, it's roughly the number of NSDA points that you earn is roughly the number of sweepstakes points that you get for your team. Here's the catch though. When we talk about the team award, no matter how many entries you bring, only your school's top 15 scoring entries score points. Now that number can be adjusted if you have a league that's very small or has small schools in it, maybe make that 10 or even 6. If you have a very, very large league that has lots of very large schools, maybe increase that to 20. But the point of it is that big schools don't automatically win, but it's advantageous to bring more students. That is to say, if I am a school that only has 15 students, I still have a shot at winning if everyone has a very good day. But would it be better for me to bring a 16th student just in case one of my students in that 15 falters and has maybe an off day? Absolutely. So that's what I mean by we're trying to incentivize a competition regardless of how large your school is. And I think the Wisconsin model is the best balance that we have in the sweepstakes world. The scores also tend to feel a lot more closer and more competitive. The range between first and sixth here is only about 77 points. This was at the Wisconsin State Championship in 2025. I think it's a pretty good model for making things feel competitive and also making sure that everyone's efforts in those preliminary rounds is paid attention to, and that even people on your team, students on your team that aren't the rock stars that are always getting first and second place and have more trophies than they know what to do with, that they'll actually be contributing in some way because Now in the Wisconsin model, it matters a lot whether you get fourth place in a round or fifth place in a round. Like those marginal distinctions earn your team a point. It's not just did I get first or second in the final round where only the select elite students matter. It's everybody whose points contribute to the overall team score. The other fun advantage of this is that it lets your tab staff tabulate while finals happens, because if we're only using the preliminary rounds, we will know the results of the sweepstakes award by the time that the finals are going. Other advantages of why a sweepstakes award is good: it incentivizes competition at the league level. Obviously, we want to strive for winning our local level and making that feel exciting and important and new, but it can also be used to communicate the results to a non-debate audience. Your principal of your school probably doesn't care about who won policy debate or who got second in dramatic interpretation, but if you can provide an aggregated view of, hey, we won our league championship, or even, hey, we got third in our league championship out of 18 teams that were there, that's a really useful way to communicate at a high level what your team's been up to, and just why you deserve more appreciation. And it's something that you can send out to parents, to principals, that your students can take stock of and try to recruit more people so that they're bringing more people into the league, building a little bit more of that team pride so they can have more entries and build up rivalries with other schools. And just all around, all in all, a very, very good thing. The last thing that I want to touch on that sweepstakes allows is this thing called team MVPs. One of the things that I feel strongly about, having coached a very small school that was just getting off the ground, is that every school should hear its name at least once at an award ceremony without exceptions. If there's a tournament, every school gets mentioned in the award ceremony. How do we do that? The Team MVP Award is a great way to do this. Under the Wisconsin model, the Team MVP is just whoever earns the most sweepstakes points for their school. So if you have a school that's really, really strong, that sweepstakes MVP might be a person with a perfect score. If you're a school that's just getting off the ground and maybe has 3 entries and they're all kind of novices that aren't great at speech and debate yet, there can still be a team MVP from that school. It's whoever just earns the most sweepstakes points. That allows us to recognize each school and give some sort of recognition about who did a really good job and who's doing great effort within the context of their own team. I think that's really important. I don't know, hopefully people who coached at small schools understand where I'm coming from here, but I think it's really helpful. The last thing is, it's free. You can do this adding of a sweepstakes award automatically in Tabroom. It'll compile everything. You can set up all the results. If you need help, ask in the comments, I guess. I'll help you out. But adding team awards, it's just you go into rules and rule sets under sweepstakes. You can set up a new rule set for speech sweepstakes or debate sweepstakes and assign points for it. And then it'll generate a report for you automatically. And then boom, you're done. You don't have to even announce it if you don't want to. If you're hesitant about what the results of sweepstakes are going to look like, just set this up and just out of curiosity, see what things are going to look like. And then if you want to add an award or even just announce things on an Instagram or other social media posts for your league and say, hey, these were the schools that finished in the top 5 or the top 10 or the full results for sweepstakes, you can do that whenever you'd like. But it's free, it's simple, it's a great way to make speech and debate feel like a competitive interscholastic academic activity. And so I highly recommend it to everybody. And if you need help with it, let me know.